Welcome to Taiji's Kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make vegan matcha tiramisu. So I'm sure you know what tiramisu is. It's made with espresso and cocoa powder on top. But I recently kind of ran across this matcha tiramisu. Instead of espresso, they use matcha tea. For those who don't know what matcha is, it's made from green tea leaves. These are grinded very fine to a powder and then mix it with hot water. It's actually a great drink. You can take in all the nutrients from the green tea leaves. And as I searched some different recipes, I came across some vegan recipe. In the beginning, I was a bit skeptical, but as I tried this, it was actually quite very delicious. And it was actually much easier than a regular tiramisu recipe. So I'm using tofu as a substitute for the mascarpone cheese and cream. And if you're not vegan, you can do it with regular tiramisu recipe and then use matcha instead. And so if you're vegan, or even if you aren't vegan, it's also very delicious and very healthy. So I really hope you give this a try yourself. Then, let's get started. Here are the ingredients for vegan matcha tiramisu. So here I have matcha powder. For those who haven't seen them, they look like these. These are powder form of green tea leaves. And nowadays I think in many places you can find these quite easily. As a substitute for mascarpone cheese, we're going to be using tofu. Try to get these so-called silk tofu or kinugoshi tofu because they have a lot more smoother texture to it. Matches tiramisu much better. And then coconut milk. Peanut butter. For this recipe, it's better to use non-sweetened peanut butter. But if you only have sweetened peanut butter, then make sure you use less sugar when you mix them. And then just regular sugar and a little bit of salt. Similar to when you're making anko, adding a tiny bit of salt will really bring out the sweetness of it. So we're going to put a little salt in it. And then here I have plain vegan cookies. You can make these yourself, but today I just want to make an easy version. Normally when you make tiramisu, you would use these so-called ladyfinger biscuits. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find a vegan version of these. So today I'm just using a regular vegan cookies. But if you're not vegan, or if you're able to find some vegan biscuits like these, then use that. When you decide to take vegan cookies, then make sure you choose the really plain ones that has less flavoring to it. Now let's get into it. So the first thing is prepare the filling. And for that, I'm going to be using mainly the tofu. And these are soaked in water, so let's drain the water first. So I'm going to drain this water first. Then this, I'm going to put it on a cloth like this. And then I'm going to cover it with a cloth a little bit like this. And try to get as much water out as possible. And just like that. Then I'm going to put this in a container. By the way, usually a package of tofu is about 300 grams, so I have 300 grams of tofu. Then in this, I'm going to put in about 200 grams of coconut milk. And most coconut milk, they're usually kind of separate into kind of this kind of solid part and under it a little liquid part. So for this recipe, you want to take as much of these kind of solid part. Okay, perfect. And then this about 20 to 30 grams of peanut butter. Just about. Then this about 2 to 3 tablespoons of sugar, depending on how sweet you want it. And just kind of give it a taste and see what you like. I'm gonna put in 2.5 first. Then here about a pinch of salt. Just about that much. Then using a blender like this, we're gonna mix this up. So once it's got mixed up thoroughly like this, then this is done for that. This part is finished. Then as the next thing, let's make the matcha mixture. I'm gonna put about 100 milliliter or 100 grams of hot water. Just about. Then in this, I'm gonna put 1 tablespoon of matcha powder. And then mix it up. If you have a chasen like this, then great, use that. Unless you're making a really matcha, then you can just substitute regular mixer like this. Okay, then this looks good. Then let's put everything together. So on the bottom, I'm gonna put a little bit of cream. Just like that. And then with a vegan cookie, I'm gonna soak this in matcha. Oh, breaks quite easily, so just be very careful. I'm just gonna try to fill the space. Just like that. Then I'm gonna put another layer of cream. then another layer of cookie, then another layer of cream. Then with that, the layering is finished. I'm gonna put this in the fridge for about 2 to 3 hours and let it cool. Okay, 3 hours has passed. Can't really see a difference, but it's much harder. Then let's top this with matcha powder. So how much ever you want to sprinkle it is really up to you. This is probably like 2 teaspoons or so. Then this is finished. Let's eat. Oh, this looks so good. Then let's eat. Itadakimasu. Okay, let's dig in. Oh, look at that. It looks so good. Itadakimasu. Oh, this bitter flavor of matcha is so good. It just matches this tofu cream really well. Oh, so good. Before I was actually a bit skeptical about mixing tofu and coconut milk, but it actually matches pretty well and it really gives this creaminess to it. If you didn't know, it might be hard to guess this is vegan. And to go with that, I have here green tea. So please excuse me for slurping. Oh, that was so delicious. ごちそうさまでした. Oh, that was so delicious. And because I didn't use any animal products, it's quite very healthy. So maybe even if you weren't vegan, you could try this maybe as a part of diet. And of course, you can make this with regular mascarpone cheese and cream, as you would normally make a tiramisu. It also matches matcha quite well. So either way, I really hope you give this a try yourself. If you enjoyed my video, I'd love it if you could hit the like button for me. And if you have any questions, requests, or any feedback, please feel free to write anything in the comments below. And also, by the way, I've recently started another channel of origami, which is Japanese paper folding. You usually just use one square sheet of paper and then you fold it in different ways and then you make different models. Very famous is a crane, but also like different kind of animals like fox, cat, rabbit, and some flowers like roses, tulip, and also some moving toys like spinning top and also jumping frogs. So if you're interested in origami, I also love it if you could check that out as well. Otherwise, I look forward to you in the next video. Bye.